Hello and welcome to game 2, I believe it is, within the Ghastly Prospects campaign, of which I'm arbitrating for the channel as well as the guys in the local area. And we're going to be playing today the hunt scenario that was featured in Warhammer Community for a solo play mission. And the reason I'm doing this is because I put it into the campaign pack, so players which might not have the chance to get down to every cycle's games, or they're busy. We actually started this in the summer, so players with kids had a bit of a harder time to start it. So I think it's quite a good scenario to keep people feeling like they're in the campaign. So today we're going to be doing Calva Ferrums versus an Ambot as they explore and prospect into the, as of yet, unnamed, or it had a previous name, but the unnamed location as Phil's inglorious blunderbastards have not yet named the settlement they're protecting. So we'll get into that. We've got we're going to roll and randomly generate the amount of fighters, of which we'll then go over the gang which is included. So with that D3 plus 4 giving me a total of 6 and custom selection, I've chosen to forgo my leader Lucky Lucille. She is far too lucky to be caught up getting ambushed by an Ambot. So I've got Ironhard Aegis, who's my arms master, who's hopefully going to be making everyone stick around a bit more. He's got his smoke grenade, arc hammer, which is master crafted, stub gun, armoured undersuit, mesh armour, and he comes with the Cyber Mastiff Max. What better for sniffing out a dirty Ambot in the depths of the Underhive. He's got Ironhard and Nerves of Steel because he's a combat character. Max is just Max, so it's an amazing Cyber Mastiff with obviously the most dog's name of all. I've got Get, who is my road sergeant. He's wandering about with a stub gun and a bolter melter with the Bullet Lord rule and True Grit. I've got Opie, the Greenhorn, with a sawn-off shotgun. Cronus, another Greenhorn with a sawn-off shotgun. They're obviously going to be the two most useful members of the gang. I've got Remy, the Wrecker, with two Dum-Dum stub guns, as well as Marcus, the Gunner Specialist, with a shotgun. And yeah, we will get into it with the table and drawing of tactics cards. Hopefully my gang doesn't get too battered during this, as I'm expecting, because I'm going to be getting absolutely no credits with which to save any of them from this actual fight. So this is the gang set up, and hopefully it's a good deployment. I think I get to do a bit of movement beforehand, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards a bit. I get to draw 2 or choose 1, and I get Desperate Effort. An already activated fighter can basically activate, and Quick Trick. When an enemy fighter declares a charge, I get to pull out a sawn-off shotgun. So 2 fairly good cards, I think. And I'm going to kick off by... See, I think my dog's going to be the best at searching. I'm just going to completely guess that. I don't know. I'm going to start my moving down this corridor to have a search over here. First, Cronus is going to move up to 6 inches. So here, and immediately make a search. No, fails to even find a hint of the Ambot with his intelligence of 8. Next, my Wrecker Remy isn't going to go too far from the group. He's going to go here and do the same. And gets a 6. Ooh, need to get some higher intelligences on this search. Gep is going to run 5. And get to here and actually going to sort of overwatch and give cover for the next person that searches. Marcus is going to do the same over here. I need to try and not shoot my own guys, I think, while doing their give cover. I'm going to go with Opie. He's going to run to here and search. So intelligence check of 8. And he does. He finds a hint of the beast. What could it be? So a 5, Everyone on Overwatch immediately rolls a firepower dice and wastes their giving cover. Oh, not the best, but he has successfully searched, so we'll see. So the firepower dice for Gep is fine, and the firepower dice for Marcus is is fine. Next I'm going to group activate Max and Aegis, who are going to go their own way a little bit and move over here and search with Max the dog. Come on, Max. Double one, really not good at searching this turn. And Aegis doesn't really want to trigger the Ambot. He's just going to stand there. And if he gives cover, it's removed anyway. So that's the end of turn 1. So turn 2, do we really want to spread out anymore? Not really. Cronus is feeling lucky. He's going to go to here and search immediately. And he does, he finds a hint. A 4. Everyone thinks they see someone in the darkness. Anyone, again, who's giving cover wastes it. And that's no one at the moment, but I do get a marker to say that I get +1 to that. It comes from the shadows roll. Gep is going to go here and give cover. His melter gun, I think, is really going to help this game. Or his combi melter. Marcus is going to do similar and cover around this corner. OP is going to go back in here. And he can either give cover or search, so he might as well search at this point. Feels a bit weird because he's already been there, but Remy is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 inches to here. And 3 inches round the corner. Oh no, she's going to do her intelligence check here. No, it's an ammo dice. And she fails her intelligence check and doesn't find any hint. Oh, I want to be covered by my fighters here. I don't really want Max the dog to go out of action. But we're going to have to do something. We're going to go to here in the group activation with Aegis. And Max the dog is trying to sniff out. No! And Aegis yet again goes to here. Maybe we stick into a bit safe routes. Oh, and I've got to see at the end of his activation if Max the dog is broken. Takes in a cool check. And is cool, so doesn't actually get broken. So yes, all order is restored. And Aegis moves to here. I think we're going to continue this merry party in turn 3. We're going to continue this merry party going just into this room. I'm going to kick it off with Gep. So Gep moves 3 and then 2 inches to this corner and gives cover. Opie's going to move his 6 to here and search. So he does. He gets a D6, a 4, becomes a 5. Everyone that's giving cover fires at shadows. So I'll do it on the bolter for Gep. No, but he loses his give cover marker. Oh, and Marcus lost his last turn at the end of last turn. We need to get some more cover down here, I think. So the 5-inch move from Marcus and a giving cover marker. Max the dog is running backwards and forwards. He doesn't know where this creature is at all. Intelligence check for Max. No. Aegis moves here and gives cover. And finally, Remy jumps to here. An intelligence check. No. Beast is definitely not this side of the board. Everyone loses their gives cover markers. And turn 4 comes very quickly in this game. So turn 4. I think we're going to keep searching around this corridor. So Gep goes first and sort of wants to cover this corridor, so he does. I'm next going to go with Remy, who moves to here, and he's going to search again. No, what? Absolutely useless. He's clearly not over here, I don't think. Opie is going to move to here and fails with his search. Marcus is going to move behind Opie and finds a hint of the beast. A 5. Everyone giving cover fires into the darkness. And Gep is fine. Oh, he's just refusing to appear. Cronus moves to here. And we'll also search. I'm desperate to find it now. No. And finally, Max is going to carry on a bit further to the edge of the pit. Maybe it is in the pit. And he doesn't find anything. I'm sort of being a bit cautious with Aegis. He needs to be my last line of defense. But he moves here. An intelligence check of 7. He passes. The creature could immediately appear. 2. It's behind you. Suddenly and unexpectedly, a rogue Ambot appears before the fighters. So it actually appears behind Aegis, and at the end of Aegis's move makes a charge. So I'm actually immediately going to play Quick Trick as my card, because I really don't like when this Ambot is activated. So that interrupts the charge, and the sawn-off shotgun will hit him a 3 because of Aegis's ballistic skill. So the sawn-off shotgun hits, and he gets D6 hits. Gets 6. So 6 shots, 5 to wound. That's 2 wounds on the Ambot, and it's got light carapace of 4. So 1 goes through. An initiative check for the Ambot. If passed, it immediately leaves the battlefield. It passes and leaves the battlefield with 1 wound less. So that's my tactics card gone, and that Quick Trick really mattered with the lacked activation of this turn. So into turn 5. Oh, I'm so scared about this Ambot. It's untrue. So I'm going to activate first with Cronus, actually. He's going to move 6 to over here and search immediately. And at the start, because this is a new turn, it can be found. He doesn't. He's really stupid, it seems. Next, Gep moves 5 to this corner where the Ambot was last seen. We're going to trail it over the board, and Gep is actually going to give cover. Next, Remy is going to use her jump booster to get over to here and do an intelligence check, which fails. No one is having luck finding this Ambot this game. Opie is going to move 2, then 3, then an inch to get round to here. And he's actually stupidly going to search for the Ambot on his own. He fails miserably. Finally, Marcus. Marcus is just going to stay where he is. Or he's going to back up a bit and search to see if he can find anything round here. He fails. Jesus. So in my final activation of the turn, Max the dog, he's going to run over here. And he sees something in the shadows. See what he does. 3, it's behind you. So out of my vision arc, the Ambot is going to appear. And within 3 inches. So the Ambot is actually out of the way. The Ambot is actually out of sight of Gep, so I can't actually fire despite being on giving cover. Now this is part of a group activation with Aegis being his exotic beast. And Aegis is going to make a charge action, and he goes an extra 2, so he's 5 plus 2. And then he's going to stop an inch away with his arc hammer that's versatile. So he gets 2 attacks, one of which hits at strength 6. It wounds at -1 to the beast's armor save. And that armor save is passed, but there is no fight back. So the beast now activates and charges Aegis. So he gets 3 attacks plus 1 from the melter gun. All 4 hit. And then it's strength 6 melter, so it's 2s for the melter, which doesn't wound. So 2 wounds with the tunneling claws. Aegis has a 4-up armor save, so that becomes a 5 with the -1. 1 goes through. So that does 2 damage to Aegis, which takes off 1 wound and then rolls 1 injury dice. Serious injury. Now luckily Aegis has Iron Hard, which means he simply takes a flesh wound instead of the first serious injury or dead that he takes, which is an Orlock legendary name, which is really, really useful here. That means he gets to make his reaction attacks of 2 attacks, Both hit. Toughness 5, strength 6. 1 wound at -1. And it wounds. And the save is failed. So, with that, an initiative check is taken for the Ambot. And it passes, so it takes 1 wound and is removed from the battlefield on 2 wounds remaining. And that was incredibly lucky, as well as having that skill. Maybe I shouldn't be searching with my dog, because that can at least stop me from being taken out of action on the serious injuries. So into the next turn, I need to be searching with my less important fighters, I think. And as well, I just don't want Max to die. It seems like the Ambot has run away. I'm imagining it's gone into this pit, so we're going to search over here. Remy is going to start by jumping with a jump booster to here, well within range, and giving cover. Opie is going to move his 6 to here and try and search for the beast. He does on an 11. It's now sticking around, and let's see what happens. A 3. It's behind you. It's behind you, Opie. No. So it's 3 inches away out of his vision arc. And at the end of Opie's action, it charges him. So there's nothing I can actually do here to help. He's got 3 attacks. The extra one will be the melter gun on the white-black dice. He might go out of ammo, but they've all hit. 3s for the yellow dot, 2s for the white dot. There's 2 wounds from the tunneling claws, and a wound from the melter. And the melter is at short range, so just immediately takes out Opie, which is not a good place to be. Now the ammo roll for the melter is failed, and it's stricken off the Ambot. It's finally run. I say it's finally run out of ammo. It's run out of ammo after years of being wild in the Ghastly Prospects zone. He was out of range of Remy, so she couldn't have shot there. But it's onto the rest of my activation. So I'm going to start by blasting away with Cronus here, who's going to aim and fire his Sawn off. It hits on a 2 because of that. It hits, it gets D6 shots, 3. So 3 shots, wounding on 5s. It wounds twice, and it has a 4-up carapace save. So 1 wound goes through. Is the initiative check? Failed. So it takes a wound but stays on the battlefield and charges the closest enemy, which is Cronus. So again, 4 attacks, but this time it's all tunneling claws. It hits 3 times, strength 5, toughness 3. 2 wounds, and 2 wounds with its damage 2. 4 injury dice. Oh, he almost survives. 2 serious injuries and taken out. My dues are going down, and the useful people are really needed now. I can't decide what to do here. Marcus gonna turn around, aim and shoot. So he hits on a 2+ there. Not with the injury dice. He hits. His strength 4, toughness 5. He doesn't wound, but it needs a nerves of steel check or go down. It fails and goes down. So it's pinned. In the Rogue Ambot's activation, it has spring up. It passes. So it springs up at the start of its activation and charges the nearest fighter. He's got his 4 attacks that we've come to know and love. They all hit. Only 2 of them wound. With no armor, that's 4 damage. Oh, and he's skulled. He's finally coming down to the real hard nuts. Aegis will activate next and charge the beast. He's going to stay an inch away because he really doesn't like it. He's got a versatile weapon and really doesn't want to get that extra attacks into him. He hits once. He wounds. He's got a 5-up armor from this. He passes. And it's now the dog's turn. So Max the dog's activation, he charges. To be honest, I want Max the dog to kill this thing. And he gets 2 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s. 1 hit. He wounds it on 5s. He wounds at -2, so he's got a 6-up save. It goes through. Max the dog does its last wound, and now we roll the injury dice to see what happens. So the injury dice And Max the dog will actually take it down. And that is the end of the battle. It was 3 fighters down just to take out the lone Ambot that I actually thought might have been too easy of a scenario, but 3 fighters down is pretty harsh. So that is the conclusion to our Monster Hunt scenario, which is the single player scenario, as I said before, of the Ghastly Prospects campaign. Hopefully the players in the campaign will be less hesitant to play it now that they've seen it. It's not dense, but it's not the normal rules because it's single player. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed seeing that Monster Hunt. With the damage to my gang, I got a recovery for Opie, out cold for Cronus, and into recovery for Marcus. Everyone gets 1 XP, and Max the dog actually got an extra 2 XP for actually savagely fighting off the beast. So, was it successful? Next game, I suppose, in the cycle, we will find out. Will the 2 gangers that I'm out for next game completely screw me and dampen my chances against whoever I'm playing? So with that, if you enjoyed watching the scenario, if you want to see more Necromunda content, I know this was a very short game, but hopefully you guys will be enjoying the campaign by now. If you want to see more of that, like the video, comment below what you liked, what you didn't like, subscribe to the channel. All of this lets me know that you like Necromunda content and want more of it on the channel. If you really liked it, there is a Patreon link below to get yourself access to the Discord, as well as the dice tray or bouncy tray that wasn't too incredibly bouncy today. It seems it's just how you roll dice into it, who knew? As well as the War Office link, where you can get yourself 30% off all new releases and 25% off all Games Workshop releases in general. And with that, I will catch you guys next time, in a bit.